Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are tuning into this video, I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day. I want you to come on in and let's have this quick conversation about how you can make time when you feel like you have none. This is one of the things that I hear the most. I am so busy, I cannot do that. I don't know where to find time for that. I just don't have time. I find myself eating convenient foods because I haven't meal prep because it just takes so much time. So, how do you find time when you feel like you have none? I want to go ahead and break that down for you today. So, come on in and let's talk about it. All right. Now, if you're not familiar with me, I am Dani Taylor. I am a nutritionist and I work with women to help them eliminate overeating, feel good in their body, and consistently eat healthier without sacrificing their happiness or good food. All right. And one of the ways that I do that is by looking at their schedule, because one of the things that I tell everybody, if your journey is not customized to your life, you are setting yourself up for failure. Okay. A lot of times when people come to me and say that they don't have time for things, they're looking at their schedule trying to fit in things that aren't necessarily things that they need to fit in. For example, somebody told them that they need to meal prep, and meal prep is going to take 3 to 4 hours. Plus, they're thinking I have to grocery shop. I still have to prep the actual food before I cook the food, before I store the food. So you start to pile things up in your brain and you start to think, I don't even have time for the first part of it, right? Like, I don't even have time to figure out what I want to eat, let alone do all of the rest of it. So you start to think of, for one, you start to get down on yourself because you need to do these things, but also you just start to push these things on the back burner and further put yourself in a space where you're getting further away from your true goals, right? So I want to go ahead and talk to you about that today so you can stop doing that and actually make some time when you feel like you have none. All right. Now, before we get into that, I want you to go ahead and share this video. If you know you're somebody who feels like I don't have time, I haven't been able to find time, this is something that helps me or might help me. So I'm going to go ahead and share it out. Please do, because if it is you, 9 times out of 10, somebody close to you is feeling or thinking the same thing and they need the support as well. Okay. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to come on and have this talk with you today, because I was talking to one of my clients yesterday and she is just extremely busy in her everyday life, of course, by choice, but she is extremely busy. She has children, she has a business, she has a job on top of having her business, and the children have activities. So all day long, she's just running from one thing to another thing to another thing. Maybe she gets in bed by 2 a.m. Maybe she doesn't. And she still gets up at 6 because the kids still got to get to school and everything still needs to run on a schedule, right? So, what that looks like for her is her hormones are jack slam up because her body doesn't have a chance to rest and regulate that. She eats at crazy hours because she eats basically when she thinks about it. And if your day is going full force, you are not paying attention to your body, especially if your focus is, I need to get this client work done, or if your focus is, my boss is breathing down my neck for this deadline. You're not thinking about what's physically going on in your body because the other things need to happen too, right? So, when it comes down to her lifestyle, it's just been a mess for her and she really wanted to clean that up. So what we did was sat down and paid attention to what things she was doing, and by the time we finished a 30-minute session with her, we were able to find time for her to meal plan, we were able to find time for her to grocery shop, we found some cute little things that she could do to make those things easier for her as time goes on. But on the back end of that, she realized that she just wasn't making herself a priority. Okay. She just wasn't making herself a priority. And that was one of the main reasons why it was so hard for her to make the time when she felt like she had none. Uh, we all honestly have the same 24 hours. We just all choose how we use those 24 hours, right? And if you are going to put all of your physical energy and effort into the things that need to happen for you, there are other things that are going to have to be put on the back burner. So I want you to go ahead and comment, because I'm about to dive into the three things that I want you to pay attention to for when it comes down to making time when you have none. But I want you to comment below before we get into that. If you have already seen yourself in the things that I'm talking about, let me know. Yes, that's me. Yes, I've been the same. Yes, I've been trying to meal prep and I've been finding myself eating inconvenient foods because that's just what's available, right? Yes, I've wanted to work out, but I can't figure out where to fit in an hour workout every day. Yes, I've been wanting to work out, but I can't even find 30 minutes to work out every day, right? If that is you, comment, yes, that's me in the comments below, because you're absolutely going to see some relief for yourself in these next things, I want you to be able to self-identify if that is you or not. All right. So diving into number one, we already just talked about it for my client, but even putting a little bit more emphasis on it, you must prioritize yourself. Okay. If you want to make time when you feel like you have none, you must prioritize yourself. Nothing in your life is going to catch fire if you prioritize yourself. And actually, if it does, it probably needed to catch fire anyway because you was going to catch fire trying to keep that thing up. Okay. So you must prioritize yourself. If you know that it doesn't feel good for you and you're running on you know it doesn't feel good for you to not eat the healthiest foods, for you to grab the most convenient things. For one, it doesn't feel good emotionally. For two, it doesn't feel good physically. And then mentally, you start beating yourself up because that's not what you wanted to do. So you've already tackled three of the four things that I pay attention to when it comes to your overall health. And you're beating yourself up for no reason whatsoever. So take a deep breath, realize anything that needs you at your best. And for you to be at your best, you must prioritize yourself. So sit down and just pay attention to the things that you're putting over yourself. If your client work is being put over your need to go have lunch and your need to take a break, then you need to prioritize or let me stop telling y'all what y'all need to do. But I recommend that you take a look at how that is impacting your life. And I recommend that you prioritize yourself, because on the back end of that, you're going to be burnt out and you're still not going to be able to produce at the level that you want to produce because you haven't taken care of yourself first. Okay. Think about it like you're going on a road trip. So your body is your vehicle. You're going to go on a road trip. You're driving from, I don't know, Florida to Boston, right? So you're going clean up the East Coast. Are you going to hop in a car that you haven't had serviced in I don't know how long and just start driving? No, you're going to go check the oil. You're going to check all your fluids. You're going to put some gas in there, make sure your tires are good, right? Nobody in their right mind is driving from Florida to Massachusetts in a car that they haven't checked on and made sure it was going to get them to their destination. And a lot of people are doing the same things. We're just out here going. We're not paying attention to anything. We're just going. And on the back end of that, when you finally stop to take a rest break or anything, you realize you're extremely exhausted. You need to fill up on the gas. You need to put some oil in here, right? You don't have no windshield wiper fluid. Just think about it, right? A lot of us are doing the same things, and you must prioritize the care of your vehicle if you plan to make it to your destination. All right. If you're not prioritizing yourself and your body, you're not going to get to the healthier, happier life that you truly want to have on the back end of you building this legacy for yourself. Okay. So, number one, prioritize yourself. Number two, do a schedule audit. Like I just mentioned that I did for one of my clients. Sit down, look at your schedule and see what is it that needs my physical attention? What is it that needs my time? What is it that needs me? What is it that I want to give to, right? And then what needs to get done that I could outsource? Just because stuff needs to get done doesn't mean that you have to do it. Okay. Just because stuff needs to get done doesn't mean that you have to do it. So if there are things that you want to outsource in your business so that you can make more time for you to rest, those things need to happen. But with you running on autopilot, you're not aware of how to handle those things. So take a beat, sit down, look at your schedule and see, what can I give to someone else to do? Okay. Or what do I need to prioritize for myself? So I need to look at other things that people can help me do so I can get these things done, right? There's a couple of different ways that you can look at this. You can look at outsourcing some home things. So maybe getting your cleaning outsourced, getting your children taken to and from places that they need to go, getting that outsourced. Of course, be mindful. I ain't tell nobody send your kids with some strangers. I'm saying if you got some older teens, maybe, or husband can help you out, something like that. Think about how you can be supported in your everyday life, because you building this legacy, you living your life, you doing the things that you need to do at the best level that you need to do them. You're not going to be able to handle all of the things all of the time. Okay. So if it's not home things that you want to outsource, is it business things that you want to outsource? Do you want to grab an assistant and have them help you do some things so that you can focus on taking those breaks and having your lunch and doing your exercise? Or take something off your plate so you can make time for meal prep? Whatever that looks like for you, where do you need to make some adjustments so that life can happen for you and you are your priority? Okay. Now, also in health, don't feel like just because it needs to get done in your health, that you have to be the one to do it too. Granted, none of us can eat for you. None of us can exercise your body. So there are some things that you can outsource though, like your meal prep, your meal planning. I do meal planning for people who are in Diet Divorce Academy. Um, your meal prep. I help some of my clients find local chefs that help them make their food and things like that. They either prep the food for them so they can cook it, or they actually make the food and they just heat and eat. Whatever fits into your lifestyle, you're not even going to know until you sit down and look at your schedule and see what supports you need. Okay. Another thing that you can do, number 3, how to make time when you have none, is stack some of your habits. So just because it needs to get done doesn't mean it needs to get done on its own. So you can work out and watch TV at the same time. You can work out and work. You can meal prep and watch TV. You can meal prep and read your book. You can watch your business coaching or whatever, and also plan for your week and how your exercises are going to happen or how your meals are going to happen, right? Stack some habits that can be easily stacked. So you don't necessarily need to find more time in your day. You're just finding places to input things where something else is already happening, right? So if you stack those habits on top of each other, something that you're already doing, and you add something in that you want to do, then that makes it easier for you to get done because you don't have to find the time for it. All right. So these are 3 quick tips I wanted to share with you today to help you make time when you have none. Again, number 1, prioritize yourself. That is at the top and above all. Okay, prioritize yourself. If you're not prioritizing yourself, this is gonna be a hell of a journey for you anyway. All right. Number 2, do a schedule audit. Sit down with your schedule. Figure out what needs to be done by you, what does not. What can you outsource? And just what do you not even need to do? Period. Point blank. Right. This is another thing with a schedule audit. We sat down with my client's schedule and realized that she wastes 2 hours a day. Just going from task to task, right? Batching your task can help you with wasting that time too. Slight golden nugget. But we just found that she wastes a lot of time. And that is another thing that you find when you sit down and do a scheduling audit. So it has so many benefits, highly recommended. Number 3, stack your habits. Don't always look for new time to be able to implement something else. What can you put with something you're already doing to help you be able to follow through with that task? All right. So if this was helpful for you, I don't want you to stop here. If you don't clearly know how to do a scheduling audit for yourself, or you just feel like you are prioritizing yourself as much as you possibly can and things are still not working out for you, I want to sit with you, look at your schedule myself, get my eyes on your blind spot so I can help you find that step by step that you need to move forward. If you know that that is something that you want, something that you need, then I highly recommend and encourage you to go ahead and book a food freedom consultation with me. The link to book is below in the comments. But when you book your session, we'll sit down and have about a 30-minute chat where we discuss what your specific goals are. We look at your schedule, we look at how you prioritize yourself, and then we can also look at how you can stack your habits to support you in following through with the things that you need to follow through with for you to consistently eat healthier without you sacrificing your happiness or good food. Okay. So if you know that you need that, I want you to go ahead to the link in the comments and book that. Again, that link is bit.ly/I'm ready Dani, bit.ly/I'm ready Dani. Go ahead and book your food freedom consultation so we can help you make time when you feel like you have none. All right, love. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.